Hello YouTube, it's Chelsea the Destroyer. We're gonna watch a little Jocat video, a silly little guide to Monster Hunter Wilds, the basics. Grab your snackies, grab your bevies, let me know what you eating or drinking down below. Let's get to watching. Oh, fucking. I'm not gonna lie to you, that scared me. Like, that 100% scared me. I was not expecting that. Okay. That legitimately scared me. All right. This video is meant for beginners and will only cover broad strokes of information for the sake of convenience and entertainment. It is not at all intended to be in-depth nor extremely detailed and may gloss over finer aspects of Monster Hunter Wilds where other guide material may prove more useful.
You'd think a video game titled Monster Hunter would be fairly straightforward, but most who play it long enough to get their shiny tuchus whooped by an overgrown lizard realize that hunting monsters is not really that simple. With how deep and even...
Is that better for you? Is it less in your ears?
obtuse this game can be, some new players may find the various systems and menus and stupid multiplayer functionality to be a bit daunting. So, lucky for you, as the official Sword and Shield captain...
I mean, it does look like a lot, like, not that part.
Even obtuse this game can be, some new players may find the various systems...
Like, this looks like a lot. I mean, I will be 100%. I have never played a Monster Hunter game. Those look like... It looks frustrating to me as someone who is not very good at video games. I didn't mean to ask, is that better for you aggressively? I meant to ask it legitimately. So I'm not very good at video games. It looks like it would be frustrating that I would just get frustrated playing it. Maybe not, especially since it seems like one of those games where it's like, oh, all your friends come and play it with you. So I don't know, but this seems like a lot. Oh, sorry. This seems like a lot.
And menus and stupid multiplayer functionality to be a bit daunting. So, lucky for you, as the official Sword...
A weapon that can supposedly do it all. It sounds like we need not just a team sword and shield captain, but a guide. Okay,
Sword and Shield
nice.
captain. I also happen to be one of the greatest monster hunters of all time, according to me. So pack some potions, burn some steak, and prepare to single-handedly waste your whole team's card supply. We're going hunting in the Forbidden Lands. Welcome to a silly little guide to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Can I just say that I really like Jocat's animation because it looks cute. It just looks cute. Look at it. It's just cute. I love it. Look at it. Anyway.
Today you will begin your monster hunting journey, a road paved with the act of slaying monsters so that you can turn them into pants to help you slay more powerful monsters in order to turn them into more powerful pants. And that is literally all the game comes down to.
Pants. We're after pant materials. That's what we want. We want pants.
Hunting monsters. Now, although everyone calls you a hunter, you're actually playing Batman. And that's because the first most important lesson of Monster Hunter, you become more dangerous with prep time. Once the beautifully rendered but ultimately linear opening cutscene is finished, you will be making one of the most important decisions in the entire game. Choosing your weapon, of which I will have a guide for each one in finer detail as to their quirks and kinks and turnoffs and negotiables. But for brevity, here's
negotiables. Bless. No, that's not where I wanted to go. I want to read what it says. Okay. Great sword, sword and shield, hammer, lance, switch axe, insect glaive? What is an insect? Okay. Heavy bowgun, longsword, dual blades, hunting horn, gun lance, charge blade, light blowgun, light bowgun, and bow. This seems like a lot. All right.
Here's how I'll categorize them for now.
Cool. Great. What am I looking at? Just, oh my God. I don't really know what any of this is. Cool. I need complexity of like none. So that means the big sword, the dual blades, and the lance?
In this very arbitrary rating system that I made up. Much as some of these descriptions may be intimidating or downright disgusting to some of you, that's okay, wouldn't.
Oh wait, but there's also skill floor. Nope. Screw this guy, because the skill floor is a 4. Absolutely not. This looks like a 3. We might be doing lance. I'm not even getting this game. I'm just saying. Like, based on this chart, it would probably be lance.
Be the first time I've had people and cry and throw up at something hideous I made. Nothing matters and we're all gonna die one day. A good rule of thumb I can say for now is just
at the end of this, we all perish. And it's fine. So enjoy the time you have.
treat the weapons more like fighting game characters. Each one has its own moveset and combos and strengths and weaknesses that will require some time to get to know. I do recommend trying every single one of these weapons, which you
That was a saxophone.
weaknesses that will require some time to get to know. I do recommend
The hunting horn is a saxophone. It is a giant saxophone. That is a large saxophone.
trying every
There's a hold on. I am pretty sure there's an instrument that is basically a large saxophone that is called something else. I'm pretty sure it's called something else. If you know what it's called, if I'm not crazy and that actually exists and you know what it's called, is it a bassoon? Tell me. Contrabass saxophone. Okay. Either way, tell me below, because I don't, or in chat. Because that's ridiculous. All right.
one of these weapons, which you can do immediately at the nearby target barrel, or in the training area located in the camp later on. And even should you pick one that only has a brief honeymoon phase, you can always swap it out from your tent at any time.
Oh, okay. So you could decide that you hate it and switch it? Then why did you put so much gravity on choosing it if you can switch it out whenever?
Advice, the best weapon in the game is whichever one you have the most fun using. It doesn't matter what tier lists are made, what kill time.
Ballin'. Stinky. The one that I could probably play. Stinky. That's fine.
Times are recorded, what the most recent flashy video you saw of someone absolutely nailing a super ass-kicking eardrum destroyer that you're probably never going to recreate. You should pick and learn the weapon that speaks to you the most. A monster hunter that loves the weapon they're using is a good monster hunter.
He is approaching!
Now, the second thing to consider is your armor, and although you don't have many options at the beginning, these two sets of armor are going to be more important than pizza rolls and Halo 3 at a sleepover. And that is because, although defense is good and useful...
Okay, so I got a question.
Important than pizza rolls and Halo 3 at...
How about cookie dough and, Trivial Pursuit? That's what I play at sleepovers. that's my sleepover. Cookie dough and the Switch version of Trivial Pursuit or Monopoly. No, not Monopoly. Sorry. Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. Sorry. Monopoly doesn't come into it. Monopoly would take too long. Cheetos Puffs, cookie dough, Trivial Pursuit, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. Those are what I'm playing at sleepovers.
Sleepover. And that is because, although defense is good and useful, equally as, if not more useful, are the passive skills that come with each piece of armor that you wear. In this case, the leather set has Botanist, which yields you more items gathered from herbs, nuts, bugs, and mushrooms, and the chainmail set has Geologist, which yields you more items gathered from bones, mining spots, and special trade items. Yep, part of the preparation includes venturing out into the wilds and picking the land dry like the world's most dedicated Roomba. Some of the interactables outside are used up immediately, like vigor wasps and wiggly lichies, but everything else is important crafting materials for consumables or certain armors and weapons. Herbs, mining outcrops, random bugs on the side of the road, little critters doing what they do on the Discovery Channel, and feces. That is not a joke. Anything and everything is useful in some way, and it's always good to keep your storage box stocked up. So between every few hunts, it'd be a good idea to go out and gather.
I have a question. How often do you have storage issues? Like, how often do you just fill the storage box and you're like, I gotta figure out what I gotta throw away? Like, legitimately, is that a thing? Because if it's so important, like, do you have to figure that out? Basically never. Okay. Okay.
One day, you will run out of nullberries, and you will only have yourself to blame. And that is why these two armor sets and these sets of skills are some of the best to have and use for the early game. And the late game, you will always, always have a need to gather. Absolutely swap out to something more catered to combat when you're hunting a monster, but it's always handy to keep a loadout of one or both of them at the ready for when you want to go pick flowers. After each gathering session,
Oh, so it's not like choose one, it's have both of them and switch them out as needed. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Be sure to chuck all of that stuff into your box so that you can free up your inventory, be it for more.
Can I be honest? I just want to run around with my friends and gather shit. Like, I would be like, monster hunting? That seems annoying. That seems frustrating. That seems like I'm gonna fail a lot. Me just picking some flowers somewhere? Great. Let's do that. A little cat companion. Let's go.
Gathering or useful items for the hunt. I highly recommend making an item loadout so you can quickly swap out your hoard of trash with items you'll know you'll always need. Try to build something specifically catered to the monster you're hunting, like fire resistance against a Rathalos, or the fact that the only time most men get flowers is at their funeral against Lala Burrito. Keep this in mind.
Oh, guys, buy flowers for the homies. Buy your homies some flowers. Don't be weird about it. Just go. When you go to the store, a lot of times they have some flowers. You can buy like one or two. Buy flowers. Ladies, if you got a man, buy flowers. People, if you got another person, buy them flowers. It's just nice. You don't even have to buy them. You could just go find, like, you got some flowers in your yard. I got flowers in my yard right now. Like, it's springtime. You can tell because everything is yellow outside. And you start sneezing the second you walk outside. Anyway, like, just go pick one. Go pick one. Give it to your homie. I'm just saying. Get some flowers for your friends. Or your homies. Or your person. Your specific person. Whether it is romantic or not. It's just a nice thought. And if they're like, why are you giving me flowers, dog? Be like, why are you making it weird, dude? Like, anyway.
It's going to be a very important aspect for the entire rest of the game. Wearing armor that has skills and defenses specifically for a certain type of monster will make the difference.
I know, like, what? It's like kind of, is this like a dress-up game? It kind of is. It kind of is, right? Because it depends on what. Like, you have armor for specific reasons, right? But, like, look at the little fit. It's cute. I like it.
Between impressing Gemma and depressing Gemma. And trust me, after seeing how some of you play, the worst she can say is not just no. Now look at you, all inventory full of supplies and armor prepped and ready for whatever life can throw at you besides a devastating financial crisis. Hopefully the next monster on the to hunt list isn't something like the salary cutter or something. God, fuck! One thing I forgot, eating. It's important to always make sure—
Oh my. I don't need the cheese, but like, y'all know I like a steak.
Sure that you eat before you head out. This will give you bonus health and stamina and also some temporary buffs that'll be of great help during your hunt due to being a satisfied, well-maintained, healthy human being, as opposed to a depressed pile of flesh and bones who's on their 5th Red Bull and 3rd hour attempting to write a single email.
Let me explain to you about beef, okay? You just gotta sear it. You just gotta sear it on all sides, okay? Okay, you just sear it a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. It's tasty.
This can be anything from bonus damage to elemental resistance.
It was a little red on the outside. I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of was. But like, also, this is Monster Hunter Lands. I don't know. That might have not have been beef. He could be eating dragon. I don't know dragon rules. I don't know how dragons... I don't know dragon meat rules. There's no beef rules. And, like, cooked chicken all the way. I don't know how dragon falls into that. Or whatever other random thing you might be eating. I'm just saying.
This is to even saving you from what would be a fatal attack from the monster. Make sure this damage to elemental resistances to even saving you from what would be a fatal attack.
Prevents feigning one time, one damage to go. Okay, so... Okay, that makes sense.
Attack from the monster. Make sure to bring the ingredients best suited to the target you plan to hunt. Or most likely, in your case, whatever ingredients you happen to have sitting around, like some Pop-Tarts or something. Even if it's just rations, always eat before a hunt. Now that you're on the hunt and ready for your inevitable triple carding, here are the important things to keep in mind while out in the wilds. The Monster Hunter Watch! Unlike your office workspace boss, the Hunter's Guild is sure to supply you with a few helpful items right off the bat. With default controls, pressing left on the D-pad will allow you to find these items in your sacred pouch. These are free to take and use, or to just throw into your hoard back at camp. Note the items with the official guild crest. These are supply items and are temporary and will only last for that hunt, so it's good to use these before you start eating into your own personally gathered supplies.
Oh, that's nice that they give you some. That's nice.
Instead of just going in and mindlessly slapping the monster like it used your good razor to shave its nether regions, try to take your time and learn the monster's moveset. Just like you, every monster has a limited move pool with...
Okay, that's it. I don't have patience. I don't have patience. Like, straight up, do not have patience. So, that is why this would be frustrating for me. And y'all can, you know, talk shit at me. It's fine. I just don't have patience for that. I recognize that as a problem. And that monster used your razor, get him. Yeah, I don't have the patience. I would die so many times just being stupid. And I'm very, unfortunately, aware of that fact. I would just be like, God, I'm so annoyed, and it would kill me, and I would be mad.
Animated tells and signs for when it's going to do a certain attack. For instance, when this Rathalos rears its head back, I know it's about to shoot a fireball. Or when this Tashagama stands on its hind legs, I know that it's only got a 2-pair and is absolutely bluffing. Each monster also has a set of weaknesses and resistances to the various elements and ailments that your weapons and items can inflict. All of this and more can be learned by checking out your Large Monster Field Guide. Do not neglect this little book. It's got so much information.
I love the art in the little book. Look how cute it is. I love the art on that. Look at it. Look at it. It's cute.
That it's basically a wiki in your back pocket. It even has information about... Monster parts can be broken, and not only will they drop delicious extra materials and increase the chances of rarer materials to be rewarded at the end of the quest, they'll also sometimes disable the monster's abilities in some way. Breaking Gypsaros's horn stops it from flashing. Cutting Quemetris's tail prevents it from making fire at all. In a similar vein, some parts of the monster are harder than others, and hitting them will deal less damage. And in some cases, depending on your weapon's current sharpness, risk your attacks bouncing off entirely, completely interrupting your combo like a...
This video is brought to you by you, giving me money. Thank you.
Oh, that's so funny. I love that. I love that little ad.
Combo like a...
This video is brought to you by you, giving me money. Thank you.
Best ad. Best ad to date. I love it.
If you're struggling with a monster, this is where your lovingly gathered supply of items comes in. You can absolutely apply the death by 1,000 cuts method of...
I'm sorry. The fucking noise. Oh, we're gonna listen to that again.
Where your lovingly gathered supply of items comes in. You can absolutely apply the death by 1,000 cuts method of dispatching each of your targets, but just think about it. How much more annoying would it be if the monster had the ability to unplug your controller for about 10 seconds? Traps will keep them still, flash pods will confuse them and even knock flying monsters out of the sky. Barrel bombs are a consistent means of raw damage and a great wake-up prank to post on YouTube.
Especially when you blow yourself up at the same time. Oh my god.
And all of those special curatives will be needed for the various horrible status effects that will be inevitably inflicted on you during your time in the Forbidden Lands. Antidotes for poisons, cleansers for when you're rooted in place, energy drinks for when you get real eepy. Aw, who needs a little blankie with cookies and milk? Keep in mind, you...
I don't want milk, but like... me. All the time. I'm tired 24/7.
You can only bring along a limited number of certain items. But if you do want more, you can also bring in the individual crafting ingredients for a certain item so that you can just make more for yourself mid-hunt. When I said everything is useful, I really do mean everything.
Oh, okay. So it's like you have to pick certain things that you take with you. I'm gonna fuck that up. I am gonna mess that up.
Most of the time, the monsters will be neutral, using their basic attacks and relying on old, tired pickup lines. But just like you, the monster can run out of stamina, be it naturally over time from just fighting without a break, or after taking a significant amount of blunt force trauma. Once they are exhausted, as indicated by the hungry monster
Once you have given them a concussion,
icon pulsing on the minimap, they'll exhibit the typical characteristics of someone in their 30s. Their movements will slow, they'll stand in place doing nothing for longer, drool will leak out of their mouth, and they'll have the strange urge to go back and play We Love Katamari again. The monster will also stay longer and trapped, so it's best to save them for when the monster is exhausted to maximize their effectiveness. On the opposite end, occasionally the monster will get extremely pissed off and enter an enraged state, indicated by the bright red eye on the minimap, and begin to exhibit the typical characteristics of society.
okay, that mini map is tiny. Well, I mean, I guess it might be different when you're actually playing the game. I feel like the mini map is. Is there another way that's more apparent? I mean, other than them looking pissed off?
Whenever it sees someone in their 30s having fun. It'll scream a lot, sometimes change the typical characteristics of society whenever it sees someone in their 30s having fun. It'll scream a lot, sometimes change color, pull new attacks out of nowhere, making you wonder where the heck they got the idea from, and generally be a lot more aggressive. The most obvious indicator a monster is enraged is there's usually puffs of smoke coming from their face, showing the sheer unbridled seething the monster is going through after you told it that the Happy Meal doesn't come with a toy anymore. They still do, but think about how mad that sentence made you just now. And as you can guess, certain tools and traps are far less effective when a monster's pissed. Basic rule of thumb is that you
Can I be honest? Yeah. As an adult, I would be a-okay if they were like, hey, do you want, if I get a Happy Meal, because I have sometimes gotten Happy Meals, that's okay. If they're like, do you want the toy? So I could be like, yes or no. Because most of the time, I don't want the toy. I just want a smaller portion of food. Like, I don't want the toy. I know you can ask, but like a lot of times, even if you're like, hey, you don't have to give the toy to me, a lot of times I'll put it in anyway. At least the ones I go to, they'll put it in anyway because it's like, you know, whoever's, it's kind of going through the motions, right? Like a Happy Meal gets a toy, like, you know? It's very rare that I want the toy. Usually I just want the smaller portion of food, to be honest.
can and should still go up against a monster when it's enraged, but extra caution is advised, like bringing up your favorite anime on a first date.
Wait, hold on.
Still go up against a monster when it's enraged, but extra caution is advised, like bringing up your favorite anime on a
Rent-A-Girl versus solo leveling. All right.
first date. Killing a monster is not the only way to
I was about to say, there's some more. There's different things you could have said there.
complete the hunt. Unless it's an Elder Dragon, which is immune to traps, you can capture a monster in order to end a hunt early by putting it in a trap and throwing 2 trank bombs while it's locked down. You'll know a monster's ready to capture when it's near death, noted by when it starts to limp, and its icon on the minimap will have a pulsing skull. There's a couple of reasons to do this. Firstly, captured monsters have different drop rates on certain materials. So if there's something that's been eluding you worse than the motivation to do your laundry, trying to capture instead of kill might be a good way to increase your odds.
God. Could you not call me out? I currently have a bunch of dirty clothes sitting in my washing machine. I forgot to turn it on because it's like, what if I run into more socks or something I need to throw in there? But like, could you not just call me out? Damn.
That's been eluding you worse than the motivation to do your laundry, trying to capture instead of kill might be a good way to increase your odds of finding it. Secondly, it's a good option in case the hunt feels like Thanksgiving with the family and you just want to get it over with quicker so you don't have to listen to Uncle Jerry's thoughts on minorities for another hour. And third, it's the only option if Doyogama ever makes a return, and if he does and I see so much as one slaying, I will personally curse you so that all your stickers will forever have an annoying little fold or air pocket too small to push out the side.
That's the worst.
And that should cover all the major parts of a monster hunt. Always remember to carve after a kill and throw all your non-essential items back into storage before you start another quest. The last thing you want to do is to look for your potions mid-hunt and suddenly have to swim through a squirrel's life savings. Take your spoils to the smithy to make yourself stronger. Check your field guide for information about a monster's capabilities, resistances, weaknesses, and sexual orientation,
And what? And sexual orientation?
just in case, you never know. And most importantly, never stop hunting. Crafting more powerful armor and weapons will only get you so far. The biggest
No, I did not put the detergent in. It's just sitting in there. Waiting for detergent. Waiting for the laundry sauce in the water. Just sitting in there. Being dirty together.
never stop hunting. Crafting more powerful armor and weapons will only get you so far. The biggest factor in your success is going to be your own skill and knowledge as a hunter. The more you keep at it, the more you, the player, will level up and become stronger.
Get good-o-meter.
And now you know the basics of Monster Hunter Wilds. Have fun.
I just know there's a cat. He didn't say anything about the cat. There's a cat. I know that. I know there's cats. I don't know. It's not an issue. Hold on. My kind of vibes, I guess, about Monster Hunter is how much does this game cost for me to not play it that much? So, like, that is my issue with, like, my brain stopped. Hold on. Sorry. So my thing is how I don't play games that often. So like I keep buying games and then not playing them very much. That's also why I don't buy like skins and stuff and like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals and crap like that. Cause like I don't play that often. I legitimately do not play games often. So like, how much do I feel like I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this game when I know for a fact I'm not gonna play it often? I mean, I'm sure it's a very good game, and I'm sure it's more or less worth the money for a lot of people. I just feel like I won't play it that often. And it would be a game that I would buy to play with friends, and trying to do anything with friends as an adult is very shaky and kind of hard. Because you have to organize stuff. You guys all have your own lives going on, right? You got stuff happening. And like it's hard for you all to be free at the same time. It's hard for me to be free at the same time. Also, I don't know if my current computer could handle Monster Hunter Wilds because sometimes it's been a little bit of a bitch with certain games, specifically newer games. I don't know why. I am possibly going to buy a new computer. We will see. My current computer is like 5 years old, so it is kind of there. So like, yeah, so like my, it's on Switch though. How does it run on Switch? Like, not like, oh, it runs on Switch, but like, how well does it run on Switch? Like, legitimately. That came out weird. I asked that question in a weird way. I have a Switch. I have a PlayStation 4 and a Switch. That's what I have. I never bought a PlayStation 5. Almost every game I play, save for some Switch exclusives, I just play on PC. I don't play Overwatch 2 on a Switch. I have a PC. It's optimized for consoles and not really for PC. Well, there's another thing. I'm not going to buy a console to play that. You think it's on PS4 too? I would be confused if it was on PS4. It might be, but I am confusion if so. So, I don't know. But like I don't play that often. Wilds is not on Switch, but it's slated for the Switch too. Okay. Rip your Xbox Series X that you have used twice since buying it a year ago, and it is not on the PS4. I would be. That's what I meant. I was like, why would it be on the PS4? Like, they came out with the PS5 a while ago. Outside Wilds is released on PS5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC. Anyway, I don't know. Watching this, I'm like, oh, that could be fun, especially with friends. At the same time, I know it's going to be frustrating. I know I'm not going to play it very often. I don't know if my computer would be willing to run it because my computer has been a little bit of a bitch lately. And I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Anyway, if you are playing Monster Hunter Wilds, is it fun? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying it? Is it frustrating? Let me know.